We are into the picks and bans for what could be the final game of this series, and so far it's been a quick one. I honestly was thinking NRG would do very well in this series, and Cloud9 is looking very much so improved from where they had been, in those finals against TLA. I would say they're really looking like a much better team, and I think they have been putting in a lot of practice here, and it shows. Yeah, you can hear from Contractz how much he wants to be in the LCS. I mean, he would have tried to make it with Ember in the spring promotion tournament, but they did lose in playoffs as Contractz was subbed out for Santorin. So probably a bit of a happy feeling for Contractz, being able to get some justification here. No kidding, and the guy's 16. He's going to be 17 soon, as he said, and getting into the LCS at that age is pretty insane. And he could have a really bright future ahead of himself in competitive LCS. Well, he's one win away from claiming that spot with the rest of Cloud9 Challenger. But as you can see, lots of bans soaring through. Twitch is going to be banned away from Altec, and Jax banned away from Quas. Yeah, so although Quas did not pick up a win in that game, he looked a lot better on that Jax, and I think that they could feel that that 1v1 was starting to tilt towards Quas, and had there not been some of the mistakes, like GBM in the mid lane kind of getting caught there, and a lot of things like that, that game had potential to be taken over by Jax. And so there are some more adaptations. Gnar finally going to get banned away from Ball, so he'll have to show us something new. Yeah, Cloud9 looking at that final ban. It will be Malzahar. Once again, another targeted ban at GBM in the mid lane. And now it's time to see, can NRG show us something new? Yeah, and I mean, Cassiopeia is available. Not that you'd want a first round pick it. This time we have Karma available. We have Sivir available. Karma did not make it through either of the first drafts, and I think it's almost one of those situations where Cloud9 is almost forcing their hand a little bit. If you do not pick one of those, then you're probably going to get both on the other side, which is kind of a bit of a scary situation. Yeah, High has played that Karma before, so that could go anywhere, but it will be locked in for NRG. I think it's smart, and although it might be what Cloud9 was expecting, you kind of have to do it. When Karma had not been making through the picks and bans at all, if you want to give that up second round, it'd be pretty brutal. This does mean hecarim is available, though, and hecarim has been dominant so far. Hecarim Sivir has been the combo, actually, all 3 games, just kind of rotated hands. Last game, Santorin was doing great on hecarim. The first game, Contractz looked very good on it as well. Although hecarim, obviously, did lose last game, it was not really that much on him. Yeah, rek'sai did make it through, so we'll see if Santorin tries to take Contract's own medicine against him. Yeah, I mean, he had the ability to do that first game too, but decided to pick the Nidalee, and it really did not get much done with that. So does have some options available. Gragas is another one, Elise. These are all junglers which are pretty top tier. And it's just going to come down to a question of preference and what they kind of think fits best into the draft. Yeah, 20 seconds left on the timer, getting down to 15. Okay. They're still giving it an old hover. Haven't quite locked it in just yet. Some final confirmation coming out from their coach to help lead them to victory in a much-needed win. They're going to have to win 3 games in a row if they want to try to take this series, but it will time out, and rek'sai and ezreal are locked in. So, very strong jungler here for Santorin, and should be able to kind of get that edge in the early game, as we saw Contractz, helping High to pick up first blood around mid lane. Some of those kind of creative ganking paths. You can go over walls, you can come from areas that people don't necessarily expect or can't necessarily prepare for, so that's one of the really big strengths of this champion. But so far they haven't really drafted a lot of kind of gank assists, a lot of lanes that you would love to gank for, as Ezreal Karma is not exactly a team that has a ton of CC. Yes, you do have the root, you have slow with the Q, but it's a bit harder to take someone out. And Balls is going to be able to get to play Shen here because of that, Twitch ban, the Gnar ban that they're changing up. It did make it through, and having Shen hecarim is very dangerous, very, very dangerous. The old submarine with Sivir to help speed it up as well. Yeah. Cloud9 Challenger already setting up with a strong composition for their first 4 picks. Again, saving that counter pick for High in the mid lane. NRG with side selection, as you can see, picked blue side. Now they need to show their solo lanes, GBM and Quas, or Kiwikid, depending on where that Karma goes. Now 15 seconds left on the clock. NRG backs against the wall. This is the game that will decide if they get a spot or if they'll have to try again tomorrow. It's looking like GBM is actually okay. So he's going to actually lock in the Ahri. So it's Ahri and illaoi. So going to an assassin here as GBM, and illaoi has been a bit of a Quas special this season in the LCS. He's looked really good on it, and we'll see how he's going to be able to perform here against Balls. I do think he should have the edge in that 1v1, as long as he doesn't get put too far behind, but you know, Balls does not have to necessarily care that much about the 1v1. He can move around the map. He can assist his team. That's a lot of the advantage that you get from having this Shen. You know, having the double global and the initiation in conjunction with hecarim. And Hai is going to come right back at him with another assassin pick. It's LeBlanc versus Ahri in the mid lane. Double ignite. And this one is something that can really get out of control fast if one guy gets ahead of the other. Yeah,
Hai was so aggressive in game 2 with that LeBlanc trading back. Well, this time he's going to have to deal with charms to the face, so we might have to get a little bit more creative with that distortion pathing. And now we have got our compositions for what could be the game that gets Cloud9 Challenger into the LCS, or NRG could try to take it back and run us towards a Game 4 and hopefully a Game 5 for NRG and NRG fans. A little bit more flexibility, a little bit more comfort, whereas Cloud9 Challenger, once again, looking set to snowball this towards victory.
Yeah, and there's so much pressure on these NRG guys to win 3 straight when you just got kind of stomped in the first 2 games is a lot to ask, and it's going to have to start here. They need to stay confident. They need to stay together as a team and not let Cloud9 just kind of run you over, because Cloud9 is going to be aggressive. They're going to come at you. And what better comp to do it with than Sivir, hecarim, Shen, LeBlanc? It's so aggressive, and they can make so many plays. So I think it really lends itself well to Cloud9's style.
Yeah, we'll see if it will play out. But keep those predictions updated on Twitter. NRG fans, vote for your squad using hashtag NRGWin. And Cloud9 fans, use hashtag C9CWin to show your support as we load onto the Rift. Cloud9 Challenger, 8-2 in the Challenger Series, and then nearly undefeated through playoffs until Team Liquid Academy were able to take 2 games. So far, they've lost 4 out of their most recent matches over the course of the entire Challenger split. Will NRG be the 3rd team to take a win?
We'll have to find out, as NRG is definitely up against it, and Cloud9 sending their kind of 3-man squad up here to the top side, and they're looking to invade, perhaps get some jungle vision. You can see them kind of pinging out possible ward locations that they're looking for. And Cloud9 has been very creative with these level 1s. They have kind of showed a little bit of innovation, a little bit of planning here. And for now, they're actually looking like they may want to try to hide out in this bush, but it's already been pre-warded, so their plan has been foiled by Quas. Would have got away with it too if it wasn't for that pesky trinket ward, Dom.
Dang. What are you, Mr. Jenkins from old Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, I'm just every villain ever in Scooby-Doo.
Well, we'll see if Cloud9 and the Mystery Gang can solve their way to victory, or if NRG... I don't know why NRG are the bad guys in this analogy. That doesn't quite seem fair in this. But they get some deep vision into that top side of the map. They've got another ward to keep an eye on the bottom. So far, it looks like the duo of Cloud9 are sticking on that top side of the map, whereas Quas catching up with Santorin at that Krug camp, meaning OHQ and Kiwikid are on the top side of the map.
And C9 looking for the invade here, but this is actually kind of being anticipated by NRG. So I think they're trying to have them come in and then actually get some harass on them as they do enter. And we'll find out if they're going to be able to do this. They have seen this being pulled. They don't want to just give this up, but oh, OHQ gets both the little ones.
Yeah.
Good job by him.
Both Sentinels is going to be a nice start in lane, but that's Cloud9 getting there first, and now upside down lanes once again.
Yeah, but it has been those 2v2 matchups, and the first game, pretty passive. Second one, it was very explosive early, and you know, I do think that there's potential for a lot of early aggression this time around too here with Santorin on that rek'sai and double assassins in the mid lane. You know, you really want to try to snowball these guys and see if you can get some big advantages.
Already you can see Hai trying to push GBM back, getting him down to just about above half health. Hasn't used any potions just yet as he gets towards that level 2. And now in the bottom lane, Quas, ooh, hits him with one. I don't know if that hit with both.
Nice little trade there, though, and having those tentacles set up on the sides makes it really scary to engage into here. But look at Contractz. He's looking for an early level 3 gank, and they may not have anticipated this. Ghost gets popped.
Oh, that's an arcane shift. OHQ gets knocked back. Red buff is ticking. Meanwhile, it's the same on the opposite side. Santorin, flash, first blood for Quas.
And on the other side, OHQ gets out, and talk about early aggression. Both junglers go for it, but Santorin comes up big, gets Quas that first blood.
He's now invading into Santorin's side of the jungle. Teleport being used by Balls to get in the lane and try not to miss those minions. But Quas hasn't gone anywhere. He's still at close to full health, and Santorin's here too.
Yeah, he is returning. He's going to be able to pick up this Gromp. I think a dive at this point would be very risky unless Quas can chunk him out. And this is a good start, landing that Spirit Pull, but probably still not enough to prompt the dive with Quas not having even based yet. We'll see if they want to make a really risky play. And on the other side of the map, it's really going to be a lot about can Altec and LemonNation now create an advantage from the fact that OHQ has no summoners and will have to play safer.
See, Altec has already burned through almost his entire mana pool, shoving forward, just got some back.
Looking mid lane, if High distorts, he could be in trouble.
The Ethereal Chain's bait is not enough for High to go in. Yeah, and High plays it safe, just letting these minions fall back towards his side of the map.
It's these little things that can mean so much in League of Legends, because just something like that, right? You distort forward, it looks like a good trade. That can mean your death in a situation like this, or at least your summoners. And Kiwikid now trying to poke them out. And they're trying to play a little bit safe here. You can see OHQ is playing pretty far back, just trying to kind of farm it out and make sure he doesn't give up any kills while he's summonerless, and really wants to just play it safe. Quas at the same time, still kind of just poking out Balls. He has base, he did TP back to lane, working on that phage, picked up some boots for himself, and has a pretty nice buy.
Yeah, Balls is playing the minigame as much as he can, but there's only so much you can do when Quas is so effective on this illaoi. The ward that Santorin placed has just now been cleared out by Contractz on that side of the jungle, so some pressure from Santorin on that side of the map allows Quas to go hard.
Yeah, they could actually look for this. rek'sai's coming down. I'm not sure if they spotted him somehow. I don't think so. I think he's just... Now he pinged him out, so they should know. Yeah, they do... What?
Contractz is still going to go in. He knocks Quas back. Has got to be careful. Balls almost
might go down.
To the minions, though. Or towards the tentacles, I should say. And Contractz, solo.
Oh, they're both so
survives
low.
And even Ghosts late, but Cloud9 Challenger walk away with their lives this time. GBM is on his way.
Yeah, GBM is roaming down. He wants to see if he can catch anyone. Has his flash available. If he spots him, may go for it, but they back off and will not be able to gain anything from that. Still a smart roam, and it's a nice advantage being built up here for Quas. He's doing very well for himself, and although Contractz went in aggressively there, Balls could not help him at all. Balls was so low.
Maybe a little over-aggression from Cloud9. That's again going to be an advantage towards Quas as that minion wave is being cleared out by the turret as Altec continues catching minions on this side of the map.
Still, look at mid lane. Big advantage as well for High, right? And he has not needed help to get it. So although Balls is getting picked on a bit, you know, Santorin has showed his face there and gotten Quas that advantage. High has just carved out a big one for himself right here in the mid lane. 47 CS to 31 is pretty rough, and he's up a level. You know, GBM is going to have to be careful. Does not want to fall too far behind in this, because we talked about the potential to really snowball in these 1v1 assassin matchups.
High showing that he has what it takes to keep up with GBM. Very well-lauded mid laner from his time spent in the LCK. Ooh, dodges the charm and immediately goes back in to try to trade back. Misses the ethereal chains, though. Santorin now on that top side of the map, looking to clear out Scuttlecrab and get some wards. Has achieved level 6 with that assist, and he's actually going to invade into Contract's side of the jungle, who has not gotten level 6 yet and will now gift over blue.
They're actually pinging out over onto High, so I'm not sure if that's GBM trying to ask for a little bit of help or what, but Santorin is looking. He's around that side of the map, at least trying to keep his jungler safe. And meanwhile, in the bot lane, Quas doing well for himself, but still not that much ahead, right? He has the kill, that's great, but he's only a couple CS up.
Yeah, Balls just eating the harass from that test of spirit. And as you said, keeping pace in CS. Chain Vest definitely helps soaking some of this physical damage as High with blue buff eats a charm to the face. sidesteps to dodge the true damage and the Thunderlord's proc before going back in for another trade. Hai is so confident on this LeBlanc.
Very confident. And you can see Lemon, he's around here. They're going to go for GBM. We'll be able to walk out, but still, nice little trade. And GBM is He's going to have to base here, which is likely going to mean a freeze for Hai in the mid lane, because that is kind of setting up. And Alex actually just push it out instead, wants to try to deny some of this CS to the turret. So Hai going to make a more aggressive move, but up 30 CS in the mid lane is a massive lead in that 1v1. Yeah. Hai is looking to have a repeat of last game where he really took over on LeBlanc, and he's setting himself up well to do it.
Oh, yeah. He's got some assistance from Contractz and LemonNation. Whoa, Santorin, that was an unexpected rek'sai.
Hai's coming over, though, and they have that mid lane advantage, so he has to respect it. Santorin needs to be a little bit careful here.
Knocks up on the Hai. Here goes GBM trying to get in. That's a lot of damage being traded. Stand United. Contractz trades over 1 for 1, but Balls is there with half health.
Still a pretty good trade, actually. 1 for 1 when you consider Stand United was blown there, too, which gives Quas more free time in the side lane. So getting the best out of a bad situation, and also that kill going over to GBM starts to alleviate some of the farm disadvantage he has. He gets the red buff too, which is pretty nice in that 1v1 for the harass. So all things considered, not too bad here as they decide to make the collapse. Hai comes over, but Hai had not purchased yet, so he was not as strong as he could be. And they're going to go in here onto Santorin. And look at Santorin, quick pop-up there, getting a lot of damage out before he does go down. And Hai has the Stand United coming in, but it was not enough in the end to actually protect their jungler. So perhaps Stand United should have gone on Contractz. Maybe Hai could have got out on his own. Hard to say there, right?
So I just noticed, but Balls use Stand United on Hai's clone.
I don't think that's actually possible, but is it?
Really? At the end of that replay was the clone that had the shield on top of it.
I'd have to go back and check on that, but I don't think you can actually do that, but maybe you can. So, well, either way, didn't end up mattering too much.
Yeah.
If it was on the clone, it definitely should have been on that Contractz.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't have thought you could do that, because you certainly can't ult to a minion. Either way, Santorin is up here on the top side.
Yeah, it definitely shows the priorities that Cloud9 are trying to play to, though. Contractz continuing to roam around that mid lane. Double pinks around Hai's mid lane just to make sure he's got vision and can continue to expand this advantage. As that means that Balls is out on an island in the bottom lane, however. Only down about 10 CS, so not missing out too much. Doesn't even have to burn his teleport to get back in the lane, but he is down a level, so he did miss some experience from those minions.
Either way, Hai still doing very well for himself, up 30 plus CS, about 35 now. Quas doing well there in the bot lane, working towards that black cleaver, and things are pretty stabilized. There is a gold lead, obviously, for NRG, but not a massive one by any means, and things looking pretty even across the board, but we have seen games like this before, and it has been Cloud9 that is usually the ones that get aggressive and are able to kind of jump out to these leads. So we'll find out if they are going to be able to do it this time around.
So far, it is nice and slow. Contractz clearing out Scuttle Crab will be spotted as LemonNation. Drops a ward to find Santorin. Two-man invade from Hai and Contractz. Just hope for an opportunistic rek'sai finding, but Santorin's on the other side of the map. Contractz is spotted down in this bottom lane, however. Quas has flash, and illaoi ganks are something scary.
Yeah, it can be scary. He's going to look for the turnaround, but we'll see if he can actually stay alive long enough. He's going to get CC'd.
Eating a lot of damage. illaoi's trying to heal up, trying to juggle that crowd control properly. Quas is healing up. Balls tries to kite it out. Contractz comes in, but here is Hai. As you said, he's got flash. He uses it once. Hai chases and gets the kill before hopping back.
Well played by Quas to delay as much as possible, but here comes GBM now. Can they get a turnaround kill? Looks like they won't be able to.
Yeah, they make it back to the turret and the minion line to safety. A kill for Cloud9. Only 700 gold separates these teams now.
And Hai making the plays again. First to roam, has lane advantage, and is able to pick up a kill there with a really well-played roam. And it's tough, you know, getting picked on like that by Quas. I think he would have been able to actually survive and perhaps even get a kill in the 1v2, but with that 1v3, not a lot he can do. And OQ trading it out here with Altec in that top lane.
Oh! Got the auto attack. a little thank you very much on the way out. Kiwikid now trying to fight out some of this vision that Contractz and LemonNation have been placing.
Quas now with the completed Black Cleaver, going to be very strong here. We'll see if he continues to kind of just build aggressively, maybe going for Asterix. That's pretty common in these types of games, and see if he can really kind of extend any advantage there, because so far it has not been super impactful. But the same kind of has to be said here. Nice little trade there from GBM. GBM has kind of stemmed the bleeding a little bit, is not getting further behind. He is definitely still down, but at least it's not really kind of compounding. And over time, that 20 CS or so will start to mean a little bit less.
Ahri trying to gank bottom once again.
Nice
the
grab.
ward line from Quas and the rest of NRG see him. Ahri goes in, lands the chain. GBM has been locked down, and wow!
Oh, that damage coming in. Contractz does not even need to use the ult. GBM did not respect the chain and couldn't ult or flash out once he got locked down.
Yeah, as it was coming off of cooldown, as he was able to escape, just the damage from Cloud9, take it. They get a lot of chip damage onto this mid-tier 1. And Altec is still pressuring in that top lane. The same strategy all 3 games.
Yeah, Altec just loves soaking up this side lane XP, and Ball's actually getting a nice little trade there in the bot lane. And once again, Cloud9 are on the roam. Here comes Lemon, and here comes the whole team.
Ooh, he drops the hammer, but Balls goes down before he can get a chance to. Quas trying to get some damage onto... Oh, man. Doesn't stand a chance. Flash used by Altec. That's a 2-kill advantage now for Cloud9, bringing it 4-3.
Gotta be frustrating for Quas, though. He's doing so well in the 1v1, and it's not only the 1v2, it's the 1v3, it's the 1v4. Whole team roaming down to pick on this illaoi, who does not have the best escapes, certainly. Quas still, though, picking up a kill, and the flash there from Balls is very good. Could have been a lot worse for him. He also got the exhaust. Ooh, Ahri in trouble.
There's the stand united, but Contractz joins in, and GBM tries to kite it out. He used his flash, has no more spirit rushes. Can he escape with his life? No, he goes down. Contractz gets the kill.
Another good kill there, and you have to respect that Shen global ultimate. High would have gone down if it weren't for Balls there, but well played. High looking on the side here, wants to try to poke in and get some damage off. He's very low, though.
Oh, the auto attack is not enough. High, whoa! Flash from OHQ into the black, finds the kill.
Oh my god, that was blind. That was some balls from OHQ, but he gets it, and he gets the blue buff. Nice play there from OHQ, which might allow them to try to push down this tier 1 mid. Would be big for them, because Altec in the side lanes, as always, picks up a turret. Very close game, kills almost even, turrets even, NRG up only a couple hundred gold.
Yeah, NRG still have got a large advantage in that illaoi, nearly 1,300 gold over Balls.
Yeah.
And they're trying to muscle that into the ability to take more. High, though, his depth means that Cloud9 are not able to prevent full damage to that turret. They're still able to keep it standing, and now Altec, after completing his recall, makes it there in time to clear out the minion wave. That wave clear is so good.
Quas is also building a ton of CDR here. Picking up another Caulfield, he might actually be going for Ghostblade second, which is super aggressive. Already on 30% CDR, he can spam out those Spirit Pulls pretty often, and sometimes in those siege situations, illaoi can be very powerful because it allows you to chip people out, just by pulling out their spirits, having the tentacles slapping around. It's quite disruptive, and that's one way that you can sometimes chunk people out and get turrets.
Now Altec shoves this minion wave down into the bottom lane. He's got some assistance from Contractz and LemonNation waiting in the river.
Here comes High again, though. It's the 4-man roam squad down to bot lane. Will they be able to hold on? Santorin is coming.
Yeah, he's rushing forward. They're taking a lot of damage on this tier 1 turret. However, there is no defense from NRG, and it goes down.
And Cloud9 pulls into the gold lead here. Only a couple hundred, but they had been down, and just really making it work, moving around the map well, playing around their strongest player in this game, High. 3-1-2, off to another great start on the LeBlanc, and he's going to be a terror in some of these team fights.
Santorin has flash. Oh, that was close. But Contractz gets his smite. That's the first Drake of the game secured by Cloud9 Challenger. And
Hai going to the top lane again, just trying to pick on Quas, who's in the long lane. Quas could look for the 1v2. We'll see if he's going to be able to pull it off. Lemon's roaming up. His team is coming too. He needs to get out of there. Going for the turnaround.
Turns it around. Hai eats some damage. There goes the taunt. That's going to be the damage onto Hai. He's below half. So too his ball. Santorin collapses, and the Monsoon allows balls to escape. GBM. But GBM has got his Spirit Rush. He's going to be able to chase this out. The first chain lands. They're trying to dodge the skill shots, but balls might be sacrificed here. Oh my gosh, he finally goes down.
Good job by Quas, and all the attention is being put on him, and it allows his team to finally make a play around him and come up, give him some help, pick up that kill. And they also are able to defend mid lane as the Void Rush popped there by Santorin right back to mid lane. And Quas has just been the linchpin for their team this game. Everything is happening around him, but he is far up there, and they are outnumbered.
Oh, Kiwikid gets knocked back. He doesn't have flash. Altec catches up, and Contractz picks that kill up. Quas does have his flash, but no ultimate. Spell Shield soaks the damage, and Altec gets a kill of his own.
Back to dead even, 30K to 30K on the dot there. Ridiculously close game, but Quas and Kiwikid, they get an advantage, then they overstay, unfortunately. Contractz with a nice play here, pushing Kiwi back. They're able to take him out. Exhaust maybe a little bit much there from LemonNation on the support karma, but either way, they pick up a couple kills here. Well done for them, and I looking here in the mid lane. Because he's been roaming so much, you know, he has not really been farming as much as I'm sure he would like to. He had been farming extremely well earlier, and this has always been Hai's MO.
Wow! A huge amount of damage onto GBM, even with OHQ backing him up.
Yeah, plus the Abyssal. It's not like he doesn't have MR, so still getting chunked through that. But yeah, Hai's always been one to play for the team. Sacrifice your lane, move to the other lanes, get advantages, help out your teammates. And in this game, he's been able to do it all, though. He's winning the lane, and he's helping the team.
Makes it even more terrifying when you're playing against someone that strong. However, NRG collapsed back onto the mid lane. Altec's already there and clears that out. Contractz tries to get in. He's separated from his team. There's balls joining in. Quas in the front with Santorin. Set up the battle lines. And Hai with no mana. It's got to be careful.
Same with GBM. GBM is chunked out completely, has no mana at all. Hai going to get that blue buff. Could stick around if he wants, but GBM will need to base and return here quickly. That was the Shen ultimate blown. That's about it as far as Major cooldowns.
And this game, as you said, it's remarkably close, significantly closer than the previous two at this point in time. So NRG might have what it takes to bring us to a Game 4, whereas Cloud9 Challenger still looking to close it out right here. A swift 3-0 victory to claim that first Challenger spot.
They certainly want it.
LCS spot.
Yeah, one step towards that would be taking out this mid lane turret. It's very low. They're looking.
Altec goes in with some assistance from LemonNation. He's got the shield and the attack damage. The turret gets cleaned up. 3 turrets to 1, C9C.
And partly that's just because of good side lane control. Quas had to go bot, pick up that big wave, and they can use that numbers advantage to grab the mid lane turret, extend the gold lead. Cloud9 still looking very, very good, despite a strong game here from Quas.
NRG continue to siege up in this mid lane, though.
Contractz on the side. They may look for the flank.
He's spotted out by a ward. Has got the onslaught of shadows. They're trying to whittle down the turret.
There they go.
In the front. A huge collapse. GBM flashes. Hai eats a lot of damage as GBM tries to retreat, but there's no escaping that hecarim. As Cloud9 continue to chase forward, Quas is destroyed by Hai. Santorin is trying to fight the 2 carries, but does he have enough? True Shot Barrage field goals as Hai dodges, and NRG lose 2.
2 for none there for Cloud9, and Quas, he had a good ultimate coming off, but he could not survive as Hai just popped him down, and the risk is Kiwikid is going to get taken down, and Contractz is on a rampage.
OHQ's in the back with the Iceborne Gauntlet. Hai sidesteps. Santorin trying to give him vision as Hai will make it out without taking too much more damage.
If Quas could have gotten just a couple tentacle slaps off there and survived, would have been massive for them, but going for these very aggressive builds can sometimes bite you.
NRG now returning to the scene of the crime. Teleport from Quas. They've got a minion wave, and with Cloud9's low health, they're finally able to break down this mid-tier 1 turret and get something back for themselves.
Having ourselves a good old-fashioned ARAM, Dom.
Oh yeah, all random, all mid, all the time. Quas He does not get caught by the taunt as the AoE gets stacked. Balls in the front, eating a lot of damage, but doing just as much back with the help of his team.
And High is so low on the side, he cannot really participate. Contract goes in!
Oh, on the respawn, gets right back in. Now looking for OQ. Balls will zone GBM away. That leaves Contractz on his own. He gets the onslaught of shadows onto OQ as GBM kills LemonNation. And there's on the hunt on cooldown from Cloud9 Challenger.
Contractz could just not be stopped. He was in a 1v3 there. GBM trying to make an outplay, but he gets taunted.
He eats a taunt. Balls has no help, though. Everyone is at low health. Everyone is at low mana except for him. And as such, he eats the charm full in the face. Will he be able to escape? There he goes. Kiwikid kill secure.
Yeah, they wanted to give over that kill, but Kiwi getting a little bit nervous there. Had to pick it up. I was getting a little bit nervous he was going to get away, too.
Yeah.
They do trade back. Game's still close. Under 2K lead here for Cloud9. Very intense, down-to-the-wire fights here. Quas just keeps getting taken out before he can really do much. And look at all this chunk damage onto it. Right off the bat, he just gets absolutely popped down to about 10% health, and then it's hard for him to really participate, and then Contractz goes in. He's able to execute Quas. Look at that damage coming in. Shen delivery system in there as well. And it's Contractz in the backline. Look at this. He's in a 1v3, and he just doesn't care. He's right onto OQ, almost taking him out solo with 2 people trying to peel.
Yeah, Cloud9 Challenger definitely demonstrating that aggression in spades, and NRG trying to use it against them. It is such a difficult game to play, though. One mistake in Cloud9 takes so much.
Yeah, it's crazy. You could just tell how much aggression is happening in this game. Just take a look at the farm. 130 CS at 24 minutes. When's the last time you saw that on an LCS mid laner? That is just not something that happens.
Yeah.
And these guys are really just non-stop fighting. And Quas now has doubled back for that Sterix. I think kind of realizing, ooh, maybe I went a little bit too aggressive. Because he is getting popped in some of these fights. He's taking so much damage from High, who has had fantastic target selection. And just recognizing that weakness in Quas's build, he knows he can kind of exploit it and done a great job of it.
Ball's now split pushing in the top lane as a large minion wave is in the bottom. Cloud9 Challenger demonstrating they've still got macro map control under their belt down pat as well. So NRG will sit back and defend as Cloud9 might be looking for an opportunity here. High and Contractz waiting just outside of vision, but NRG don't take the bait. Grouped up as 3, they don't want to take any chances.
Definitely don't, and they are going for the initiation once again.
Cloud9 go anyways. The one person who's not squishy, Kiwikid, gets focused down. The submarine is able to take it out. GBM groups up as Contractz eats some damage, and despite High eating a full test of spirit, he's still plenty healthy.
1 for 0, and this is just non-stop aggression from Cloud9. The Shen hecarim combo is being used to maximum effect, and at the same time, Altec has had so much side lane farm gifted to him. He's always the one to pick it up, pushing out the waves. He's up over 70 CS on OQ, which is going to be a problem since this Sivir is going to be scaling into a teamfight monster in the late game.
Cloud9 Challenger seems like they're trying to bait out a Baron right now as they've got vision and are sweeping out energies. As for, they could put out some pressure. Balls already back to that split push as High clears out his blue buff and gets a recall. However, NRG play it safe. They make sure they let their tanks lead in the front, dropping some vision, and they don't get caught by Cloud9 Challenger, who continue to sweep these wards out left, right, and center, trying to pull NRG apart. 1 win is all they need, and they've got 3 games to do it. Whereas NRG, a loss means that they'll have to play tomorrow.
Yeah, we've seen how badly Contractz wants to make it in the LCS, and he is saying, no, I will not get relegated. I'm going to the LCS. I'm 7-1-4 on hecarim, and he's having a huge game for himself. Has really been picking up a lot of kills in these team fights. He's becoming very strong. They're looking for Santorin.
There's on the hunt. Charm finds GBM. He turns over. Santorin is the target, but Cloud9 Challenger are a bit split around this wall. Test of Faith, or Test of Spirit is going to do some damage.
High, very low.
High. He lost his Mimic. And no one will die. They get a lot of good damage, though. GBM chases. Oh, he looks for the kill and will get it. The Tentacle, in fact, is going to secure it.
Gets the assist, lands the charm, and it's the tentacle slap.
Yeah.
That takes him down, Dom. So the shutdown for Quas. Nicely done. And Quas looking to get a little damage here in onto balls, perhaps. But well played there by NRG, and Santorin perhaps not the best target for C9 to initiate onto because he is full tank rek'sai, right? They blew a lot onto him. Contractz, even using the ultimate on him, high dumping damage into him. They wanted to just get a pick off, and although Santorin was that target of opportunity, he was too tanky and had a good flash to avoid a lot of the damage.
28 minutes in, Cloud9 Challenger are only up to an 800 gold lead. This game is neck and neck with all of this aggression. Here's that attempted pick again.
Yeah, and here it is once again. And Contractz may have wanted to try to turn, but once he gets charmed, he says, okay, let's go for Santorin. And then watch the flash here from Santorin as High comes mimicking in. He's actually able to just avoid that damage, which may have meant he goes down. And then OHQ gets a big trade here forward, and eventually it's Contractz getting chased down as he did have his spear pulled, and his tentacles are slapping, and is it the charm? Yep, the charm. Tentacle slap. Oh. Feels good as Quas there.
Yeah, not so feel good for GBM.
No.
He's finally caught up in CS, however, and is keeping even with High. Taking a look at that overall gold, he's actually dead even as well. A big advantage we're seeing is a 1,300 gold advantage for Altec, and Ball's down 1,000 gold of his own.
Mm-hmm. And that's sometimes, the kind of the downside to playing so much for the team. High smash lane. He could have probably just stayed in lane and continued smashing lane, right? He continued extending your advantage, and he plays so well to help out his teammates in the side lanes. Think about how many times he roamed to help out Balls. So Balls isn't doing as much with it, but you have to think, what would that matchup look like if High had not helped him, right? If High had just left him to his own devices, maybe he'd be too far behind, and they'd be out of it because of that. So, yeah, although High has not picked up a lot of CS lately, still, it's investments elsewhere.
Speaking of High, he was trying to bait OHQ out. Just leave your turret. It's totally fine. There's definitely not a LeBlanc in this bush. But he stepped into vision.
They're looking for the flank. Shen ulti coming in.
Go in. Once again, the submarine flash and the chase. Kiwikid's in front. He's going to eat the first amount of damage from High, who gets the first kill. Now OHQ. The already arcane shifted once. That's a double kill now for High. Quas gets a huge slap. He's trying to chase it up. Spirit
High goes down.
It's going to be enough. High will fall to GBM. Ball's in the front, separated from his team. He's not tanking turret. It's up to Altec to do the damage for Cloud9 Challenger right now as NRG chase forward. 3 versus 4.
They want to chase. There's low health bars there, but they just do not have that chase potential without OHQ. You're slowing them down, constantly dashing forward. Still, it's a 1-for-2 trade there, but looks like Cloud9 wants to re-engage. Contract's very low. They have to be careful.
Yeah. Ooh, dodges one tentacle slap. Cloud9 are flirting with danger here. They get the 2 kills, but they want more. So very bloodthirsty in this match as we crest the 30-minute and 30-second mark. This is the most even game yet.
And here is that initiation once again. Shen, hecarim, non-stop aggression. And High is able to be the beneficiary here, picks up a double kill, starts off great, but this is very intelligent focus fire from OHQ. He knows he's going down, so he focuses High. And then High getting taken out there on the bottom by GBM, thanks to that damage that was put out there by OHQ, but Balls is just too darn tanky with LemonNation shielding him up, and although Cloud9 probably would have lost that fight straight up, if you retreat from that illaoi ultimate, it's harder for her to kind of chase and continue that. You have to fight her in her place of power with all the tentacles for her to really be scary.
Cloud9 definitely clever enough not to make that mistake. Now, Baron is on the map, but so too is that Cloud Drake. Cloud9 Challenger currently have 3.
Look at the farm on the AD carries.
That is a lot
110
of
CS, Lemon's caught.
Lemon trying to ward up that Baron pit. Eats a charm to the face and goes down to GBM and Santorin.
They're starting it.
NRG immediately started. Balls is on the opposite side with no stand united.
This is very risky, though. They still can 45. TP coming in. NRG's going to need to peel for the fight. I don't think they can commit to this.
Quas eats the first amount of damage. Contractz goes in, tries to get the silence as the taunt goes wide. GBM has been shut down. 4 versus 4. Altec and High in the back, dealing with Santorin. There goes the taunt. Will he be able to get it?
Ultimate.
Goes for the late slam. He gets a lot of damage, healing up a lot, but will finally fall. Contractz gets traded over. 3 versus 2 right now. It's up to High and Altec. They're running for their lives. High has got his cooldowns, but doesn't have enough damage just yet.
What a close fight there. Still, Quas is getting chunked out at the very start. He's able to turn around and get a lot of damage out, though, and has picked up his death stance, so that was the option there. Wants to go towards that, not the Ghost Blade. And he is going to be perhaps working towards a Spear Visage, but watch the start of this fight once again. So key that they can chunk Quas out right off the bat, and Hai has been doing this time and time again, and just makes it so hard for him to participate. Look at that. His health already so low, but he plays it smart. He's patient. He backs up, and he's able to still get a good ultimate in a fight that looks like it's going to be really bad here. So Quas waits for that pull. He lands it. A big ultimate comes down, and look at all the damage being thrown across the team. This is really a game changer for them. Allows them to take down Contractz, allows them to get balls, and go pretty darn even in a fight that could have been tragic for them. So still well played by Quas, but he needs to get tankier, needs to be able to survive in these fights.
Just like that, it's back to dead even in gold. 100 separates the teams. That Cloud Drake was picked up by Cloud9 over the course of that replay. And NRG, oh man, they are living on the edge with these team fights. A loss, and we know what Cloud9 can do with a bit of an advantage. But they're keeping pace, trading back even time and time again.
They certainly are. They're keeping it very close. This is a ridiculously good game 3 here. Very, very exciting. And GBM getting pretty strong for himself. You know, as you had pointed out, he really had caught up. The big edge right now for Cloud9 has got to be Altec. Altec needs to get to that IE and really start just kind of critting people out. You know, makes it very hard, very scary for some of these squishier targets to actually participate in the fights when you have those IE ricochet crits bouncing around and we have balls in the bot lane split pushing. No one there to answer him yet, so NRG needs to make a move.
They might have caught Santorin. Chain will drop, but Quas manages to get a pull onto Contractz.
But all they have to do is delay. Cloud9 just has to delay here. It's NRG that needs to make the move because no one is there to defend balls. They start up the Baron, but this is kind of split decision here. Santorin's basing while you're starting the Baron. You have no jungler.
There goes the Void Rush. He will be able to make it out in time. Grouped up with the rest of his team. It's at 10,000 health. 9. Contractz.
Shen has ulti.
Yeah, dodges the charm.
They're committing. Here we go.
There goes the Stand United. Submarine. Hai is trying to cut it out. Altec on the side. Finds Quas. Dodging those tentacles as best he can.
Back to the Baron.
Yeah, Test of Spirit. Now that's the Leap of Faith also on cooldown. Down to 5,000 health. Hai looking for the opening. Again, Hai gets in, gets damage. Split onto GBM and Kiwikid. Cannot find the kill. Quas has been pulled out. Contractz goes in, and Cloud9 have split Santorin. Does he have what it takes to steal it? He will get the Baron, despite Cloud9 getting these 2 kills.
There's so much of a commitment to the Baron there. They were just getting chunked out on the sides. Will they be able to stop any of the bases? OHQ did not actually back here.
Oh. Contractz finds 1 with some help from LemonNation. He turns it into 2. 1 survivor, Santorin, will watch as his tier 2 goes down.
Disaster there for NRG as they lose 2 more on the back end of that fight and they get the Baron, but they lose 4, and Cloud9 are pushing for inhibitors.
The Baron buff is definitely going to be a little bit more difficult to clear out these minions, but Hai gets in to take care of the casters. The first inhibitor falls, and Cloud9 Challenger are back in the driver's seat.
They certainly are, Dom. It was a risky play from NRG. Does not pay off there. Takes so much damage from the Baron in that extended fight, and it's a hard call to make.
The team fight for Cloud9 is so very threatening, and time again, we've seen it traded over.
Here we go once more, and this is a very delayed fight. In goes Contractz at the start. He takes so much damage from this amazing ultimate by Quas, but then as that expires, Cloud9 gets the confidence to go back in, and you know, look at it. It seems like a fight you should be able to win. Contractz is low, LemonNation is low, but they're tanking the Baron the whole time, and Hai is chunking them off on the side. Look at all the damage they're taking from this, especially guys like GBM and Kiwikid that are squishy, and then Contractz flies in. They're able to initiate and kill off members so quickly, and OHQ, maybe Kai here, they're going for the fight.
Oh, Altec in the front. They're trying to keep him alive as best they can, and they will be able to. He survives. Contractz in the back has found OHQ. He's able to get the kill solo despite all of NRG trying to collapse. Quas is going to watch and finally
This could be
fall.
it, Dom. This could be it. This could be C9 punching their ticket to the LCS as they are marching down mid lane. 50 seconds on some of these res timers. It looks almost impossible for NRG to stop this.
Hai trying to catch up. He gets good damage, but Kiwikid's able to stall it out. The rest of Cloud9 are breaking down that inhibitor turret. The inhibitor will fall. They've only got 4 minions, however, and 20 seconds before GBM gets back up. Kiwikid is still alive. The Mimic is off
Very
cooldown.
risky.
There he goes. That's the ace. Nexus turret number 1 goes down. 7 seconds for GBM. Nexus turret number 2 being tanked by Contractz falls. Cloud9 Challenger on the Nexus are going to do it. 3-0. They get that spot in the LCS.
What a dominant performance from Cloud9 as they make it a clean sweep. And they are going to have